Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5 starts now.
It all comes down to this. Candidates barnstorm the state as Michigan emerges as a last-minute battleground. And come tomorrow morning, it'll be time to ditch the talk and decide for yourself. Just under 14 hours away from the polls opening here in Michigan, and you can tell our state is crucial for both candidates.
You know, this map right here tells the story. Both candidates, President Obama, Governor Mike Pence, and a host of surrogates, all making appearances across the state of Michigan just today. And with less than a day to go, the stakes couldn't be higher. As
we come to you here at 5 today, we are covering it all. Rhonda Walker is at Democracy Plaza at NBC in New York. Guy Gordon is following all the stops today from the GOP.
We'll get to them in just a minute, but we want to start things off with our Mara McDonald. She is just outside Grand Rapids on campus at Grand Valley State University, where Hillary Clinton just wrapped up a rally. Mara?
Good afternoon to you, Carmen. Take a look behind me. Clinton is leaving the stage right now. She's been shaking hands and talking to the students out here. She stuck to her usual stump speech out here, you know, talking about how she's going to provide infrastructure jobs, public education as far as the college level being free, equal pay for equal work. But what we did hear out here today that was different is a few more personal anecdotes. She doesn't usually get very personal or warm at these rallies. She was today. And she also took some time for a little bit of levity. And of course, it was aimed at Donald Trump. Take a listen.
I did stand for 4.5 hours with Donald Trump on the stage, proving conclusively I have the stamina to be president of the United States. But I have to say, in addition to that, there were so many things that he said that, of course, I sometimes was surprised by. But the theme that ran through of much of his rhetoric was the presentation of a dark and divisive vision for America.
Clinton's numbers in Michigan have been moderately soft. At least the polling that we have seen suggests that they are soft, which is why you see the candidate in the heart of West Michigan conservatism today. She also brought out her A-team, and it doesn't get more A-team than the President of the United States stumping for her in Ann Arbor. Take a listen.
But tomorrow, you will choose whether we continue this journey of progress or whether it all goes out the window. Tomorrow, you get to choose between a politics of blame and divisiveness and resentment, or you can choose a politics that says we're all stronger together.
Back here live, it is an amazing day in Michigan that we actually have multiple candidates here. We have the President of the United States here, and while I've been covering the Democrats so far today, my colleague Guy Gordon is in Detroit, where the GOP has been hitting the ground running as well. Guy?
Oh, they sure are. Normally when we talk about a Michigan blitz, we're talking about a Wolverine pass rush. No, this is a Michigan blitz on the part of the Trump campaign. Donald Trump Jr. here at RubPub just an hour ago. We also saw Ivanka, Tiffany Trump, the nominee himself coming in later tonight, and Mike Pence making 2 visits in the span of 1 day, leaving and then coming back later on this evening. Why? Because they know the path to the White House means that they have to take a Hillary Clinton blue state and turn it red. They've decided that Michigan is the best place to do that. Why? Because her minority turnout appears low, and also it appears that some of the never-Trump Republicans are willing to reconsider.
And it's time to come home, to make sure Michigan does its part to ensure that Hillary Clinton is never elected president of the United States of America. It's time to come home.
From the tip of the mitten to the bottom, Trump surrogates were inviting reluctant Republicans to join their movement by appealing to mainstream issues. Fears of a Clinton Supreme Court, defending the Second Amendment and right to life, and to repeal Obamacare, which Pence compared to a Samsung cell phone.
We're going to pull it off the market so it stops burning up our wallets.
Hillary Clinton is being protected by a totally rigged system. And now it's up to the American people to deliver justice at the ballot box tomorrow. That's what's going to happen.
Ivanka Trump reaching out to suburban women near Grand Rapids, touting her father's dependent care accounts to fund child and elder care.
You can contribute money, pre-tax dollars, that roll over from year to year.
Yeah, that's great.
And that money can be utilized for care in the manner that the family sees fit.
And finally, a novel closing from Governor Pence, asking for votes, but also asking Americans to pray for our country.
He'll hear from heaven, and he'll heal this land.
And that is a real question coming out of this incredibly divisive campaign. How do we heal and come together and unify after this? It has been such a mess. Now, coming up at 6 o'clock, Carmen and Devin going to be talking to Donald Trump Jr. We will hear from him. We will also see why the turnout in Detroit has become so critical and where it is right now. We have some new numbers that are very big indicators as to what will happen to turnout tomorrow here in the city. We're live from downtown Detroit. I'm Guy Gordon, Local 4. Back to you.
All right, Guy.
Oh, boy.
Well, so the whole country watching Michigan, but let's move our coverage now beyond Michigan to New York City.
Well, that's where Rhonda Walker is. She's live at NBC headquarters. Good evening, Rhonda. It's being transformed into Democracy Plaza for tomorrow night.
Yes, it certainly is. And it seemed weird flying from Michigan to New York today, but truly, this is where all the energy is going to shift. As the election unfolds and people are voting, those election results are going to illuminate in a beautiful way here at Democracy Plaza in New York City. I'm standing right now just a couple of blocks actually from where Donald Trump's rally will be tomorrow. The headquarters for Donald Trump and also Hillary Clinton's campaigns are here, and they will be here. But I want you to take a look at what Democracy Plaza looks like. This is an attraction for people from all across the country to see the ice lit up with our the United States of America there. It's a beautiful scene, but it's also a huge production that NBC puts on for the nation to be able to watch all of those poll results come down and to see how our states are going to illuminate. Will Michigan be blue? Will Michigan be red? That's what we're going to find out tomorrow in a beautiful, interactive way. And I had the opportunity to talk very briefly with a very busy man, Mark Weinstock, who's been working on this for months. He's the director of field operations, just to give us an idea of what it all culminates and what it's like.
You know, right now what's happening is all of the lighting, final tweaks to lighting is being made, all the final patches for cables and cameras and everything that's out on the plaza is being done so that everything's ready for tomorrow night. There have been rehearsals going on for days now to make sure that everything looks perfect and that the viewers get a really good show.
It really is just a sight for your eyes, and I'm going to bring that to you in live reports around the clock all the way through the election and into Wednesday morning. So you can count on Local 4 to show that all to you. Just keep your station tuned right to us. I do also want to let you know, coming up at 6 o'clock, in terms of the analysis of the polls, why is Michigan such a battleground state now? And for a lot of the other analysis, it's the man of the hour truly here at NBC. He is the senior political editor, Mark Murray. Probably seen him on TV a lot, but we're going to talk to him and get his perspective of where things stand right now before the polls officially open tomorrow. Carmen, Devin?
All right, certainly sounds exciting, and it will be the place to be. And we've got Rhonda Walker there.
And of course, both candidates call New York home. There'll be a lot of excitement there for them as well tomorrow night. And you know, clickondetroit.com is your destination on Election Day.
Not only will we have a live webcast for you tomorrow night, we will also be updating results from over 600 races all across Metro Detroit. So just click on the politics page. You'll find it right under the news tab.
It's a fat ballot, that's for sure. All right, much more to come. Our other top story, however, tonight, the sea of blue at 2nd Ebenezer Church in Detroit as Officer Myron Jarrett was laid to rest. Officer Jarrett was killed last week by a hit-and-run driver while responding on a traffic stop.
And today, the 8-year veteran of the force and father of 4 was given full police honors. Jason Colthorpe was at the funeral today. Jason, the show of support was pretty incredible for his family.
A couple of moments, Carmen, I want to share with you that happened today at the church. One was when the Jarrett family arrived. Detroit police officers and cadets all standing in formation, all saluting as his family entered the church. And then afterward, all those officers again in formation, silent, absolute silence as his American flag draped coffin was put in the hearse for burial. and it was just quiet for at least 10 minutes that way. It was very moving, and it was a very tough day for Detroit officers, especially those in the 12th precinct where Jarrett worked out of.
There are no words for it.
No words for the hurt of an officer killed, but there are words to describe Corporal Myron Jarrett, mentor, committed, and dedicated.
He really epitomizes what I call a professional police officer.
The community loved him dearly. Just a great strength for our department, and we really just very, very missed.
Jarrett had been recognized for his traffic crackdown on drivers around schools.
Well, he heard that there was an issue with people speeding and going through stop sign around the school, and he made it his own personal mission to deal with that issue and ensure that those kids had a safe environment.
Who knows how many lives he may have saved.
Jarrett was killed during a traffic stop when prosecutors say he was hit by another driver high on crack cocaine. He's the second DPD officer killed in the line in a little more than a month.
It feels as if I can't even take this black band off my badge.
Chief Craig referring to the deaths of officers nationwide, which was on everyone's mind.
The entire law enforcement community is just hurting right now with the loss of Myron, and we've lost so many police officers just this year. The numbers of our officers who have died in the line of duty, it's at a rate that we've never seen. It's up 55% from last year.
Jarrett was in the process of being promoted when he was killed. That came through posthumously, now a corporal. Also, Chief Craig talking about naming a secondary street after him. That's going through City Council. Corporal Jarrett leaves behind 2 sons, 2 daughters, and a wife, and he was just 40 years old. Reporting in Detroit, Jason Colthorpe, Local 4.
Boy, our prayers and thoughts go with his family tonight. Priya Mann is following a troubling story tonight. Priya?
A doctor in Metro Detroit is accused of misdiagnosing hundreds of children with epilepsy, and he's still working at a prominent area hospital. Tonight, a family is speaking out, saying their young child almost died following the misdiagnosis.
And Detroit Public Schools Community District makes a big announcement that may leave more questions than answers. New tonight, why the district is getting an instant boost in enrollment. We'll have it in a minute. The all-important Election Day forecast is on the way, Ben.
Yeah, Devin, we were on a hot streak for the last several days, but that is going to change for Tuesday, even though tonight we'll still stay in the 50s by midnight. We'll tell you what is going to be different about Tuesday next.
I'm Hank Winchester. Help me, Hank. The water department paying out millions of dollars to hundreds of Detroiters who lost big money. How you can claim your cash. Coming up, new tonight.
Tonight, new at 6.
The man accused of purposely driving his truck into a crowd of bicyclists, killing several of them, appears in a Michigan courtroom. What was revealed today about his mental state when police took him into custody.
Plus, a measure of justice for this adorable dog whose story got a big reaction from Metro Detroiters. The possible punishment his owners are now facing. That's new at 6.
We've got some breaking news just into us. Sky 4 over the scene in Grosse Pointe Farms. You see a dump truck has knocked down some power lines and a traffic signal. This is the intersection of Fisher and Grosse Pointe Boulevard. If you know the area, you know that's right at Grosse Pointe South High School. There's also some construction going on there at as a new grocery store is being built. They've got that intersection closed right now while crews try to figure out how to clear out the mess. The driver, though, is out of the truck and we understand is safe and sound. We'll keep an eye on it and update you as we learn more. All right, Help Me Hank helped expose the problem. Massive flooding in different parts of the city after big storms came in and caused extensive damage.
And now we've learned the city is stepping up and working to compensate those who lost so much. Let's get to consumer investigator Hank Winchester. He joins us now. And this has to come as a relief to so many homeowners.
Carmen, huge relief because people lost big money. I'm in one of the areas that was really affected. So we're on Jefferson. If you take a look here to my right, you've got downtown Detroit a few miles that way, Grosse Pointe Park here, border just a few blocks down. This area was severely impacted by those floods in the summer. Victoria Park all the way down to the river. Now finally, those people will get some financial help.
So be careful, please.
When I met Meredith Estes and her children this summer, they were spent.
We had water gushing up real quickly. We do have a septic pump down there, but it wasn't picking up or getting the water out quick enough.
That July day, their basement, like many in Detroit's Victoria Park neighborhood, flooded. The damage costing thousands. I went to City Hall working to get answers for these families. In your mind, though, something is not working right.
To me, yes. Basement being backed up 4 to 7 feet of just a flash rain, that's not normal.
Now we've learned DWSD is working to help those who lost big money, paying out more than $11 million to 800 different Detroiters who have filed claims. Here's DWSD Director Gary Brown.
Most of the damage was done to basements, to hot water tanks, to furnaces. We had 17 customers that we know don't have hot water tanks or furnaces, so we've reached out to them first. Some of them we've already settled with so that they can get a furnace or hot water tank and resolve any public health and safety issues. The rest of the 800 customers should expect a call from DWSD within the next 30 days.
Yeah, those payments will be going out to those who suffered damages very soon, and that applies to those who filed claims, not lawsuits. You also got people who are concerned this could happen again, and they want the city to take a closer look at the pumping station here near Jefferson and Chalmers. We're live tonight. Hank Winchester, help me, Hank. Back to you.
All right, good news for homeowners affected in that area.
If you were watching the Lions game yesterday, in the middle of it, you thought, I am wasting a beautiful day. Then it got better, but it was a beautiful day outside if you did choose
And a good outcome,
that.
too,
Yeah.
right?
And you were glad you stayed inside. I'll tell you, though, if we could have voted any of the last 3 days, it would have been fine.
Yeah.
Tomorrow's going to look and feel a little different.
Funny how that works, isn't
Yeah,
it?
and it's going to start about midday. So here's how we break down the lunch hour. If you're going to be voting on your lunch hour, we'll start out 11 and noon, and I think in most locations 1 o'clock dry. I think by 2 o'clock we'll start seeing showers spread over most of the area. And notice those temperatures are going to be about 10 degrees cooler tomorrow, considering what we had out there today. The wind's not going to be much of a problem, but rain is going to continue from 2 p.m. through about the end of the when the polls close. So we'll take a look at that on the map here in just a second. Right now, though, crystal clear skies outside. That will allow some areas of fog to form again tonight, but it should be earlier. It should be less dense. And it should be out of here by the time we start out tomorrow morning. Clouds are going to be increasing through the night ahead of those shower chances. And you can see that, again, probably 1 o'clock at our west zone, but by 2 o'clock across most of the area, we'll be seeing those showers coming to an end by about 7 o'clock. And then we'll see some dry conditions beyond that, but also some cooler numbers too. And if anything, may see a little bit more sunshine by the tail end of the day on Wednesday. So tonight, 45 with mostly clear skies. Again, a couple areas of patchy fog, but they're going to be probably around midnight, 1 o'clock, and then starting to fade as we get closer to sunrise. Temperatures about 59 degrees in the metro zone tomorrow. South zone, not much different, but the cooler numbers are going to be across Lenawee County. 59 in Luna Pier and Monroe, and we'll see 57 in Belleville. West zone tomorrow, high temperatures mid-50s, and in our north zone, we'll look at high temperatures tomorrow. Big difference from what we saw today, mid to even upper 50s. We'll keep 58 there at Port Huron and St. Clair. As far as the 7-day forecast goes, gets cooler, especially in the mornings from there. 37 Thursday. Well, look at that number on Saturday morning, 31 degrees. That'll be the first time we drop below freezing at Metro Airport this season so far, if that forecast verifies. A lot of sunshine towards the tail end of that forecast, but we got to get through some clouds, some showers, and cooler temperatures.
Yeah.
Of course, a little bit of everything on Election Day.
Naturally, yeah.
Still get out and vote, though.
Yep, no doubt. Well, it shouldn't be happening here. New at 5, the one thing happening near this Oklahoma town that some experts say may have caused it. Nick.
I'm Nick Monticelli. You may remember back in 2011, the state took control of 14 DPS schools. Well, today the new district is announcing they're getting them back.
A big announcement today for the future of the Detroit Public Schools. The state-controlled schools that were taken away 5 years ago, well, they're coming back. The Education Achievement Authority is going to shut down and give 14 schools back to DPSCD. But as Nick Monticelli reports, there are still a lot of details to work out.
Good evening. We are inside of Spain Elementary School, one of the schools that has been in the headlines for not so great reasons. But a new announcement from the Detroit Public Schools Community District showing that the district is moving forward and taking back control of 14 schools that the state took away. You can easily make the argument now there is new life with Detroit schools. The Detroit Public Schools Community District is making good headway rebuilding that district. But today marks a huge milestone. In 2011, the state formed the Education Achievement Authority to take over failing schools. There were 14 in Detroit, but now that DPSCD is moving forward, an agreement has been reached to move those schools back into the district starting in July of 2017. There are a lot of details to be worked out, including what will happen to the EAA staff. They could be moved as well, or they might have to reapply for their jobs.
We are absolutely open to giving opportunities for the teachers and staff in the EAA. We certainly need to think about how we do that.
As a bonus, the EEA owes the DPSCD, much of it for building improvements. So $2.25 million will be paid over the next year.
Financially, this partnership makes sense. It has the potential of reducing duplicative administrative services and operational costs.
And what about the students? Do parents need to enroll again? That also needs to be worked out.
Either it will be an automatic process or will they have to enroll? That is what we're going to have to determine.
So as you heard, there are a lot of things that need to be worked out before this actual transition happens in July of next year. But they did say they will be holding community meetings to get input from everybody. They haven't decided when yet, but when they do, we'll be sure to let you know. Inside of Spain Elementary School, Nick Monticelli, Local 4.
Which would be good because there'll be a lot of parents with a lot of questions.
Oh, of course.
Yeah. Are you aware this is your last week on the air?
You know, somebody told me
Does that come up?
I think there's a rumor out there.
Got another well-wisher wanting to bid you a fond farewell.
All right.
We just thank you for giving yourself all these wonderful years, which just seem like a few, to us. And when I'm home, I watch you every single time you're there, and especially on holidays when you bring so much joy and happiness and color to whatever you're presenting. Thank you for some wonderful, wonderful years. And I wish you all the best. God bless you. You are the best.
If the Four Tops say it so.
I was going to say one of the original
so,
Four Tops,
yeah.
and certainly, Duke, thank you so very much. That really means a lot.
That's great. More to come in a minute.
New at 5:30.
Farewell to the Queen. There's one small thing Carmen Harlan does each and every day here at Local 4. We'll show you what it is and why it means so much to all of us. Battleground Michigan. The candidates started barnstorming the state virtually overnight. So what spurred all this sudden interest? We go behind the numbers.
A medical malpractice lawsuit alleges a local doctor misdiagnosed hundreds of children with epilepsy. Tonight, we speak to one of the victims who says their child almost died, and Beaumont Hospital is responding to the allegations.
On Jefferson.
Live from downtown Detroit. Local 4 News at 5:30 starts now.
It's a class action lawsuit with devastating claims. A local doctor accused of misdiagnosing hundreds of children. In that lawsuit, close to 250 families claim Dr. Yasser Awad, a pediatric neurologist, misdiagnosed hundreds of children, saying that they had epilepsy.
Priya Mann following this story for us on some pretty bold claims.
Lori Harris says her daughter was misdiagnosed with epilepsy and suffered severe rashes and lifelong complications.
Through the whole thing, we didn't have any choices. We were just forced to do all this stuff, and nothing was helping.
The family says Dr. Yasser Awad diagnosed Brittany with epilepsy at 3 years old. The child underwent surgery for an implant that sends electrical shocks to her brain. Following complications, Brittany underwent 2 more surgeries.
It was very difficult because there's nothing I could do. And then watching her when she was in the hospital, and they couldn't, because she was getting worse and worse because she had the infection that was caused from this.
Their attorney says while working at Oakwood Hospital, Dr. Awad was involved in an insurance scam and misdiagnosed more than 245 kids with epilepsy.
And Dr. Awad was an employee of Oakwood, and there were bells and whistles that should have been alarming, and I think were alarming, and yet Oakwood didn't do anything about it.
The Harris family is now suing Dr. Awad, who continues to work at Beaumont Hospital.
I don't want him to hurt any more kids. You know, my daughter lost out on a couple of years that she could have been treated the right way.
A lot of kids were involved in some very adverse ways, and I think it's really, really sad that somebody would take advantage of anybody, let alone a child.
And that was Priya Mann reporting.
And I understand we've got I'm looking for the statement now. I believe we've got a statement in from Beaumont Hospital, and here it is. The litigation involving Dr. Yasser Awad dates back to 2008. We cannot comment on the specifics of the case because it is pending litigation, but we are and will continue to defend this matter vigorously. A statement late this afternoon from Beaumont. We will obviously continue to follow the story. A Warren man accused of murdering a Grosse Pointe Farms interior designer pleaded guilty today.
David Korzelius is accused of slashing Daniel Clancy's throat at Clancy's home back in March. Clancy was rushed to a hospital but died several weeks later. Today, Korzelius pleaded guilty to second-degree murder. With his plea, he now faces 30 to 60 years in prison. Korzelius will be sentenced November 22nd. Decision 2016, and Michigan is not the only battleground state. Before the campaign for the presidency comes to a climax tomorrow, candidates are fighting the clock to get every last vote. Pennsylvania is leaning Clinton, but this is one of the big blue states that Trump is still trying to pick off. Hillary Clinton began her last day push there in Bucks County outside Philadelphia, a swing county in a battleground state. Kim Kraft decided Clinton, and Sheila Staub is staying with Trump.
I kept saying I wasn't going to vote, but I think I would probably end up voting for Hillary just because I feel like she's the lesser of two evils.
Both of them are very flawed, but to me, she is way more flawed than he is.
And in Pennsylvania, there's almost no early voting to motivate Democrats to turn out tomorrow. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, Barack and Michelle Obama, and a bunch of rock stars are holding a concert and a rally tonight at Independence Hall.
Let's get to our rock star around here. We've showed you over the last week and a half, Michigan started getting a massive amount of attention virtually overnight. And joining me now, the man behind all of our Local 4 polls and with it for the Detroit News, Richard Zuber from the Glenn Gariff Group. Richard, always good to see you. Good to see you. If you're here, it means there's some exciting things going on. And we keep watching this map. It appears now with a day out, Donald Trump has to thread a needle, but Michigan has become a really important part of the needle.
It sure has. What we have here on the board is, where the states look right now and what our toss-ups are. But as you said, Donald Trump really has to thread that needle. If you start turning these states red, all these toss-ups, look at where his numbers start going. They go up, but he has to win every single one.
Still well behind, even as you're, yes,
you add,
giving him Ohio there.
And that barely gets him over. But if he loses any of them, he's got to win Michigan.
Florida, it seems to me, if you see that Hillary Clinton has managed to win Florida, which will be fairly early tomorrow night, is there any way for Donald Trump to win without Florida?
Well, look at the numbers here. We just turned Florida, Hillary Clinton. She's at 276. It gets her there.
And that's with him winning almost all of these other needle states.
All the other swing states, including Michigan.
What's happened in Michigan over the last week and a half? Because typically for weeks now, it was a foregone conclusion as being Clinton country. What's happened?
The FBI director issued that letter, and suddenly Republicans across the state were reminded why they couldn't support a Clinton candidacy. And they came back. They came back on board to Donald Trump. And let's not forget, in 2000, Al Gore won Michigan by 5. John Kerry won Michigan by 3.5. Michigan's a close state. It's looking the way it's supposed to right now.
You also told me something really interesting earlier today that we don't talk about very much, and that's Wayne County Republicans. Those are numbers you're going to be watching closely tomorrow, but explain why.
Well, the word of the day tomorrow is margins. What kind of margins does each candidate pull out of their respective areas? And one thing people don't realize is even though Wayne County is an extraordinarily Democratic county, the Republican takes more votes out of Wayne County than he does out of Macomb. Mitt Romney
just based on mass of on population.
Exactly. So if those Republicans have ignored Wayne County, they're losing a lot of votes right there.
Interesting. What's the other bellwethers you're going to be watching for in Michigan tomorrow night?
Well, no question. The one county you should all keep your eyes on is Kalamazoo County. As Kalamazoo County goes, so goes Michigan. They are predictor of the winner, and they are the predictor of the margin of victory.
No accident that Hillary Clinton was on the west side of the state then today.
Well, a fascinating move today.
Yeah. All right, Richard, thanks very much. We'll, of course, be talking to you a lot over these next 24 hours. Let's get to Steve Garagiola with more. Steve?
Tomorrow, no matter where you are, what you're doing, you want to be connected. iPad, smartphone, desktop, from the time the polls open at 7 until the last race is called. So what are we deciding tomorrow in Michigan? The answer is plenty. Michigan voters will choose one president, 2 state Supreme Court justices, 14 U.S. House representatives, 110 Michigan House members, and dozens of local issues. How are you going to track all that? I've got your answer right here. Come on, let's go to the big board. This is what the main page will look like at Click on Detroit. And of course, you can get all the national information, all the numbers, the info on Hillary Clinton and Donald Trump. But you know the truth? You can get that any place. What you're going to be looking for is what's happening in your county, in your community. That's where Click on Detroit hooks you up. With one click, you'll find a page that links you to every Metro Detroit county and all the people and issues you're voting on in your community. Livonia, Warren, Farmington Hills, wherever you live. And if you have the Click on Detroit app on your smartphone, the updates come automatically as new numbers come in. You can track all the results in real time as they come in. And just as important, get some clear analysis. We've got a webcast at 7 p.m. Guy Gordon will host that. They're setting up all the technical stuff for that right now. Tomorrow night, a lot of places will offer you election results fast. You probably also want them correct and complete. Set your browser right now, a one-stop shop, clickondetroit.com. I'm Steve Garagiola, Local 4.
All right, Steve. An earthquake rattles northern Oklahoma and fears continue. A 5.0 magnitude quake struck just before 8 p.m. Sunday. Minor injuries were reported, but now there are worries over fracking when the combination of high pressure air, gas, and water near oil wells leads to more earthquakes. Turns out the quake was centered just 25 miles south of where a quake forced several oil wells to shut down just last week.
Enormous oil storage tank there in Cushing, Oklahoma, which is worrisome too when you get an earthquake. 2 guys figured it would just be an innocent prank.
Yeah, how this one picture led to calls for these 2 to be hauled off to prison and led to a true international incident.
And for many, it's a huge holiday tradition, but new numbers say it's going away. New tonight, the brand new reason why Black Friday shopping is fading fast.
But first, we call her the Queen for a reason. A simple gesture Carmen Harlan does each and every day that makes her a friend to everyone here at Local 4. That's coming up next.
Hank Winchester is going to be busy tomorrow. A special Help Me Hank election hotline will be running. If you notice any problems at your polling place tomorrow, volunteers will be standing by to take your calls. Dial the number on your screen, 313-298-WDIV. They'll take down your information. We'll look into your complaint. This is a hotline that opens at 7 a.m. as soon as the polls open. We'll be right back.
New at 6.
The drive home from work is getting darker. The headlights seem to be getting brighter. New at 6. Now, the way some people have found to head vision problems off at the pass as the sunny parts of the day now get shorter, alas.
As we continue to celebrate Carmen, she's been called a trailblazer and an ambassador to Detroit. But here at Local 4, we have another name for Carmen Harlan.
As we look back this week at her 38-year career here at Local 4, Ben Bailey has been looking into more and explaining more about what Carmen means in our newsroom. Ben?
Yeah, nicknames come and go, some for good, some for not. But this one stuck. All these years, we have affectionately here in the newsroom called Carmen Harlan the Queen. It is a title that she deserves for who she has been to all of us in the Local 4 newsroom.
Teresa, how are you? Good, how are you? I'm good.
Carmen starts each shift the same way.
Bye, Paul.
With a hello to everyone she passes on the way to her office.
Jeremy, how are you?
It's a small gesture, but it can make a big difference, especially in a newsroom.
We see a lot of sad things in this newsroom. We deal with a lot of sad stories, and Carmen will always have a smile for you.
She's like the matriarch. She's the head of our newsroom, and she sets the tone.
Mara McDonald grew up watching Carmen and has worked the night shift with her for 13 years.
I get asked on the street all the time what people in here are like behind the scenes. And they're like, really? You know, really? Is she really what she appears on TV? And I'm always telling people, even more so.
We all know Carmen has been a tremendous ambassador for Detroit, but her stamp of approval meant a whole lot in the newsroom as well.
NBC News Chief Environmental Affairs Correspondent Ann Thompson worked with Carmen from 1986 until 1997. She says Carmen did everything to put her at ease, both on and off the air.
But it was off the air where Carmen and I really became friends, because that's where her humor and compassion just shone through. You know, to this day, if Carmen hears that something is going on in my life, she'll pick up the phone and call, or she'll send me a message. I always know Carmen is in my corner.
What you see is what you get. You get the truth, you get honesty, you get sincerity, and it's all real. And that's why she's an ambassador for us. That's why she's the queen, not just in this newsroom, but in Detroit.
She has wrapped her arms around me, both literally and figuratively. The first day I came here, she gave me a big old hug. From a figurative standpoint, she's so good at advice. I don't think she even realizes that she's giving you advice. She's just talking. But when she talks, I'm just like a little bit starstruck, as I think everybody is.
Carmen. We affectionately call her Queen, but she really does embody her nickname. She is our royalty. Elegant, gracious, compassionate.
When you see her on the news, she is this very warm, very kind person. She's even 1,000 times more than that in person. And we're going to miss that.
But see, I think I'm funny.
Well, you are.
Nobody said that, but you are.
You know,
We took the words right out of Ben's mouth.
when you're the big dog, you have every right to come in, do your job, and go home. But that never was the case with you. You have been so nice to Kim, to me, helping us fit in here.
Absolutely.
And thank you, and we are going to miss you so much.
Oh, well, thank you so much. And what about the Burnmeister over there? He wanted to know how much I have to pay these people to say nice things about me, you know?
Not a dime.
Somebody had to ask the question. Yeah, somebody had to ask the question. Well, you can go now because you got the lines all straightened out, and they're on their way.
Nothing to it, right?
Yeah.
All right, I'll be back.
You suffered all those years. Is she going? Are you done?
Are we ready? Are you done with her? Is
She can keep going. That's all right. We've only got a week left. We might as well chat her up a little. You know what the heck?